Well, hey, let's get started. We're well into the meeting here. We don't have a presenter today, so we're just going to do some good old-fashioned networking. And also wanted to know who all is utilizing so far the referral wizard in mycity.com. Is everybody got a profile there and have that? So I want to, yeah. So I want to make sure that we are fulfilling the mission of this group to be able to be a referral group. So let's go around the horn and everyone take just a minute to introduce yourself, what you're an expert at, and then what is a good referral for you or referral partner. And I think if Marie could record that, we'll make sure that it's at least on my sheet of who I should be looking for as a good connection for you. I always like to start with ladies first. So Sherry McBride, if you'd like to go first.
What if you could leave funds for a house or a car for your child, grandchild, or a cause? It's easier than you think. Clients say their experience was memorable and they felt like they were my only client. Book a time with me and let's look at options for you. And I will put my information in the chat.
Sorry. Good referral. Good referral for you, Sherry.
A good referral would be somebody who wants to leave something for their kids. Well, either that or they want to get out of debt, and that's usually what's keeping people from being able to leave something.
Right.
So struggling with, want more financial education. How do I say that? I mean,
tell them what we did yesterday. Sherry, tell them what we did yesterday. Tell them what we did.
We looked at the CRM. We looked at the My City site. We referred somebody. There you go. We referred a realtor.
Perfect.
Love it.
Perfect. Using the system. So so leaving your kids your debt doesn't count, I guess, huh?
No, we would like to get rid of that before.
Yeah. Well, I know we all are very interested in making a good living for ourselves and having a good nest egg, or maybe even having something that is a liquidity event for you down the road. And Phil has some great ideas of what you need to do in order to protect that wealth after you've gained it. So Phil, why don't you go next?
Outstanding. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Singleton with Pacific Advisors, or Park Avenue Securities, financial services firm. I help people with wealth accumulation and wealth distribution strategies. So don't try to wing it on your own. It pretty much does not work unless you're a genius or have been doing this for 20 years like I have. So I want to help people get to where they want to be and be happy about it, and have, give yourself peace of mind. Don't try to, if it's not your area, get somebody to help you. That's what I help people do.
Yeah.
Get to where they want to be. Good referral would be is someone who's absolutely serious about an efficiency of their money, efficiency of dollars all the way through, from now until you assume room temperature or later. If you have some estate stuff that you want to leave to your family, you might as well give it to them the right way, as opposed to giving it to the government. If you want to do that, that's your prerogative. But I don't think the government should get one penny more than they ought to.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Thanks. And again, Marie, if you wouldn't mind jotting this down, what good referral partners are, so I make sure that I can update my list for everyone.
Okay.
I would jot it down myself, but I don't want to miss anything that's being said. I want to be present right here. So Dr. Frederick, you're next on my screen.
Well, good morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Evening, Patrick. I'm Frederick Abramson, and I'm taking genetics out of the darkness of death and disease by focusing on wellness genetics, which is building a DNA-based digital health and precision wellness platform. The key is that what I'm doing is introducing you to you in a whole new way, to give you control over your life in a way that you never believed possible and that no one in the medical community understands. A good referral for me is someone who loves making deals to work with me to get licensing agreements with companies in the DNA space for the patent that I own, which covers matching your genetics to the food and supplement ingredients you put in your body to improve well-being or lower the risk of disease. It's time to play Let's Make a Deal. If people who like to play that game, I want to talk to them.
Yeah. How have your discussions with the armed forces gone?
Didn't really get very far, Breck. Not the right people to talk to. Couldn't really connect me with the right ones either, because the military is a big organization, as you know.
Yep.
I remain optimistic that that connection can be made.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. Sports teams, I think, would also be very interested in the work that you're doing, obviously.
Later on, I've had people talk to some professional level NFL teams, and we're too early for them.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to prove concept.
You got it.
Yeah. So Jim, you're next up on my screen.
Okay. I'm Jim Schaefer, based in Boston, and I'm more in the corporate world. So I train revenue-facing teams. So that would be sales, customer success, consultants, pre and post-tech support. I have a mindfulness-based training that I've been doing for 35 years that helps teams perform quite efficiently, more joyfully, more engaged with their company, no matter what's going on around them. And I'm finishing up a 50-year career in sales and sales management next Thursday. And I'm now devoting full time to what's been a side thing, which is doing this training. I also call it a mastery training because the essence of it is not being on that treadmill that we're all on in corporate America, but to get onto a daily path of mastery and improvement and kind of letting go of the fiction that you're really involved in all the craziness.
Wow. Well, it's great to see you again. Who's
Yeah,
a good referral for you?
Anybody, well, I do work with individuals, but not many. Anybody who's running a team in one of those areas, and it helps if they have around 50 people in those functions, because just cost effectiveness of training that many people because I work with them over a several month period. I'm not an entertainer. Dive in, get people fired up, leave, and everybody forgets my name by the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Well, Professor Valak, you're up next. Are you back from California? Did you end up having to go?
Still here.
No, you're still here. Okay.
I'm here. All right. Hey, everybody. Paul Valak. Yeah, I'm with PME Productions. You know what? In the last week, I have started looking at Chat GPT and Midjourney a completely different way. It still helps you create things and such, but one of the things we're adding to our menu, I guess, is starting to do SWOT analysis for companies and just seeing and showing owners and actually entrepreneurs about how to have ChatGPT help you fix your business or show you what's good, what's bad, and ask it questions so you can get a very detailed reports from the people I've spoken with. The report I generated, just for the hell of it, I probably should go sell for $10,000. because that's what some weasel with another weasel other than this one will sell for $10,000 to tell you what's wrong with it. Where's your weakness? Again, what's your strength? What's your weakness? Where's the opportunities? Where's the threats? That's all nice. But you also need details on, all right, how do I deal with each one of these threats? And it's great to get this 500-word description on this is how you deal with threat 1, threat 2, threat 3, or here's how you maximize opportunity 1, opportunity 2. So those are things, and some of those things in turn are your posts for your Google business page. Because again, you can transform that, because again, the more informative you are to your clients, to the general public, the more people are going to come back to you and say, gee, you must know something about this. Let's have a conversation, or yes, you can come and help me with my marketing, with my advertising, with whatever. So those are some of the things we're doing. Tuesdays, we're still running our class. That will turn into a membership program shortly. That is at 10 a.m. Arizona time, Pacific Mountain Standard Time, and then 3 p.m. in the afternoon, again, Mountain Standard Time. That I do that one for all the Aussies so that they can wake up at 8 a.m. and not have to be here at 4 a.m.
Paul,
By the way, they show up tomorrow.
Yep.
Are you in California, Paul?
No, Bob, I've lived in Arizona for 50 years.
Oh, I thought you said you were. I know that, but I thought you were in California.
No, Breck, my mom had I don't add my personal life into anything or try to avoid it. My mom had an episode and it looked like I might have to go to California, which is why this co-host was absent or absent-minded. Oh wait, that's every other week. Yesterday at the regular H&P meeting, which only Patrick, I believe, comes. Phil has been to H&P a couple times in the Arizona chapter. All the rest of you should come too.
Yep. Good referral, Paul.
Good referral. Again, I'm looking for.
Oh, it's so amazing. You're on mute.
You muted yourself.
I just did that because I thought I was done and I didn't realize Breck was going to throw a quick one at me. Yeah, associations where I'm talking to groups and such. See, like for instance, we thought, well, why aren't we doing SWOT analysis for pharmacies? Or why aren't we doing, for other small entrepreneur businesses of the likes, or bicycle shops or barber shops or anything like that. But so associations where all these people gather and are all looking for a solution.
Yeah, very good. All right, Richard, you're up next on my screen.
Okay, so what we do is we give money to businesses and business owners. What we do is we work with we are consultants who work with companies to identify the credits and incentives that are available to them through the government programs. I'm going to be I did a presentation talking about the use of Section 125 program, which by the way has gotten a lot of traction here. I'm going to be asking to present again in another 2-3 weeks for you, Breck, because I'm adding to the system. We are adding a strategic tax analysis for companies. We're working in conjunction with a law firm. The law firm includes tax attorneys, CPAs, masters in taxation, and they work typically with small to mid-sized companies who don't have the advantage of large law firm strategic analysis, and that's what we bring to them. Just like everything else that I do, the cost for the programs are always paid for, and more than paid for by tax savings. So that's what I do. From a client standpoint, my ideal is any company that has a minimum of $1 million revenue to 50 million. Above, we do above that, but they usually have their own advisors. And from a tax standpoint, on the shareholder, anybody is paying taxes of 35, 40 grand or more, normally has a lot of savings that we can identify for them. So from a company standpoint, that's it. From a referral partner standpoint, is anybody that knows those companies. We have a referral partner program that we do have a built-in payment for it. So I work with companies, anybody that has that, or partnership. Phil, your type of situation. The beauty of what we do is that through our program, especially with the law, with the attorney, they don't do what you do. They don't provide the investments. They don't provide the insurance. They don't provide the product. What they do is they do the legal advice. So anything that you brought them in, for example, on that one, anything that is out of your business will remain yours, and you'll just now have the head of the company is an attorney, a CPA, and a master's in taxation. So you walk in with a lot of credibility to our business owners. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate that.
Richard, where are you located?
I'm just south of San Diego, Phil.
Okay.
South of San Diego, isn't that Tijuana?
Yeah, I go past Tijuana. I live in between Tijuana and Ensenada. I walk out of my office, I hang a left, and I'm overlooking the Coronado Islands.
That's awesome. Beautiful.
I just don't say I live in Mexico, because that starts a whole other conversation.
Yep. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay. Next up on my screen, also another financial funding friend of mine, Walter Green. I partner with him in helping our independent owned community pharmacies get the funding needed to expand. So Walter, you're up next.
Yeah, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. My name is Walter with Grain Funding, and we do funding for startups as well as websites and also small, medium, large businesses. The one thing that I like to emphasize with the people in this group, and also emphasize with people out of this group, is I try to help people from from start to finish. And one thing that I like to do is try to exhaust everything that I can in order to make sure that people are taken care of. I'm fortunate enough to have several different organizations. And out of those several different organizations, they have anywhere between 50 and 75 banks or bankers that they can go to in order to get funding for people of the ones that I just mentioned. Some good referrals for me is obviously people who are in business that need funds, and not necessarily needing funds for bad things like, oh my gosh, if I don't have some money, I'm going to go out of business. But also good things as well in regards to they want to improve their product. They want to build a new location. They want to expand their product suite. They want to do commercial projects, whatever those things might be, and everything in between. So, and referral partners are basically folks like my man here, Richard. I think that you and I need to talk, and also people who like, say, for instance, for Breck. Breck is a very good partner of mine as well. So if you're interested in just talking and kind of moving on from there, see if we can get our things going, then my information's in the chat, and we'll go from there.
I was just going to say, I'm putting my email, Walter, into the chat, and yeah, let's find a time we can talk in the next week or so. Send me.
Sounds good.
You take my email. Give me yours. I'll send you a hi, and we can use your Calendly or mine, and we'll find a time. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you. Walter,
where are you located?
Phil, same with you. I'd love to have that conversation. Please, yeah, send me. Perfect, thanks.
Located in Atlanta, Georgia. I thought I'd be cool to go to a coffee shop today, but I forgot my little light, so that's why I'm so dark here.
our law group is out of Georgia, so you guys are in the right spot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
nice,
awesome. Yeah, Walter's great, and they have a program that is just too good to pass up for our community pharmacies who, most of them are in existence for years, and maybe they're even second or third generation. They've got good credit score. They're doing lots of revenue. They're just not able to keep any of it. It just goes right back out the door. And so to do an expansion, to build on a clinical service, zero interest for 15 to 18 months. And so the programs that we bring them, the ROI is like 3 months. So it's a really great relationship. So thank you, Walter. Hey, next up in my screen, I'm gonna just fly all the way over across the pond to my friend Patrick.
How you doing, everybody? Thanks, Breck. It's great to be here. I really look forward to these Thursdays, and For me, I was in a job that I really liked, and I liked it so much. I was working long hours, and nothing was too difficult, more and more of it, until one morning I woke up and I couldn't move. I just could not move. My inflammatory markers were over 20 times what they should be. I could hardly dress myself, and I changed my diet, get away from inflammatory foods. That made a difference, but I began to look at the ceiling and think about health and understand that healthcare is very different from disease care, and understanding that nothing happens in the body or in any cell without receiving an instruction. So I was clearly not receiving the right instructions, because have you noticed that generally young people are healthier than older people? And I asked myself why, because their bodies produced quality healing instructions in greater abundance, enabling them to follow the rules that create health. And what is amazing is we can now replenish these instructions, enabling our body to come into balance so that our cells can work as they used to when we were younger. And this is now the missing link for better health and vitality. And the kind of referrals I would love to share with would be, one, people who have a health challenge, people who have are health conscious, or people who want to generate an additional income stream. And that was for me so important, because I began to realize too late that anybody, whether they be professional or not, who rely on a single stream of income are very foolish, very, very, very foolish. So I'm now building a legacy, and it's wonderful to see Walter and Phil here, and these guys are talking the right language. We don't learn anything about money at school or college unless we specialize, of course. But
Yeah.
look, we leave in deficit, really.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that. And I'm so glad to have you join us. It's always fun to hear from you. Next up on my screen, another one of my pharmacy friends, Damar. He is now full-time consulting with a lot of our community pharmacists. So you're up next.
Great. Thank you, Breck. Yes, my name is Damar Lewis, and I am I don't want to call myself a recovering pharmacist, because I have practiced for 41 years, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. But I want to be on the other side. I've gotten a chance to do a lot of different things within the pharmacy world, and like Breck, I see that we have, because as a result of the pandemic and some other forces due to automation and technology, we have an opportunity to help pharmacists pick the choices that they do, and pick high-paying businesses or opportunities that give them cash, as opposed to fighting the PBMs and the insurance companies. And more importantly, help people move from disease management, as it was mentioned earlier, to wellness, and being able to put services in place. The way that I help pharmacy owners do that is as a coach, and partnering with companies like ServeRx, where they have whole services that are available, that are high margin, that help separate community pharmacists from their competition, like Walgreens, CVS, and really to have a competitive advantage and become, in the next 3 years, the destination point for wellness.
Yeah, and good referral partners, obviously an independent pharmacy.
Yeah, independent pharmacies, small businesses, And the biggest thing is, which I think I kind of hit the jackpot, is helping pharmacy businesses that are trying to expand or to have more space. And so from that standpoint, it's great to meet Mr. Grain in person, and some of the other individuals. Because a lot of times the thing that prevents a new pharmacy owner to be able to expand.
Yep, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Mar. Appreciate it. Hey, next up on my screen, I'm so excited. I actually get to sit down with this guy face to face today. Mr. Hamburger, you're up next.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to our time spending some time together today. Michael Hamburger, Easy Digital Marketing here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Walter, I'm an Atlanta kid originally, so I'm looking forward to connecting with you as well. I own a digital marketing agency. We do everything from building assets, offers, finding out the traffic. I've had the privilege of meeting a couple of you guys just in the last week since I was able to present a week ago today. I'm excited about it. An ideal client for me is somebody who has a digital presence, whether they're a startup or a scale up or a company that needs a website or a funnel, or they want to place ads for some type of conversion, whether that's lead generation or sales, or someone who just wants to improve their ranking organically from SEO. So that's a little bit about us. Looking forward to seeing how I can add value to the group continually. Thanks. And Breck, looking forward to seeing this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. All right, next up, Jeff Ward. There you go.
All right, guys. Anyway, sorry I'm late today. Just crazy stuff going on in my world. So we're working literally with, 5 companies that, I don't know, total about 20,000 employees right now, or 1099s. It's just nuts what's happening right now in my world. But I wish that for everybody, but it's kind of it's kind of nuts. Anyway, we're having a lot of fun. My sweet spot really is working with companies under 50 employees, because we are changing healthcare. Okay, right now we are disrupting and transforming the broken healthcare world. And I think probably all of us realize that healthcare generally is broken. It's too expensive, too constrictive, too convoluted. It's a mess. It's a disaster, really. And an article, I send articles all the time to Breck, current articles from people who were at the very top of these insurance companies, who talk about the corruption and the greed within these companies. And you'd think they'd wake up and get better, but it doesn't. It gets worse every year. It's insane. Anyway, it's just crazy. So we're out to fix the broken healthcare system, and I'll give you just a quick example of that, and then I'll shut up. But typical family of 4 right now, the average family of 4, 2 kids, 2 parents, they spend over $22,000 a year on premiums, and less than 83% of the people that are on insurance ever get past their deductible in order to use it. It's probably the worst ROI of any investment you could possibly make. Imagine spending $22,000, $30,000 a year and getting nothing for it in return year after year after year after year. But that's what people do when they pay for the health insurance, because they're scared to death not to do it. So that's where we're out to fix it. And we can take a family of 4 spending 22,000 plus and get them down to under 10,000, usually around $7,000 a year, with better healthcare, comprehensive healthcare. So if you know people, families, individuals, or businesses that are sick of paying high premiums for healthcare and they want better healthcare that has a reasonable cost, contact me and help them.
Jeff, when you say you pay $22,000, we have a different system here, but are you saying that if you go into hospital that you can't claim on the insurance policy you've paid?
No, because I know, Patrick, you're not in the U.S., but in the U.S., we have something called a deductible, and they're deductibles per family member usually. And typically you see these at $5,000 or more per family member. So that means if you go into the hospital, before they start paying anything, you've got to pay that $5,000 deductible. Plus, there's something called a co-share. The for-profit companies just have crazy ways to make money. The co-share is typically 20 or 30% of every bill that you incur. You're going to pay that. The insurance company's not going to pay it. You're going to pay it. So you got to pay the deductible, and then you got to pay the co-share. and
Oh.
most people never get past the deductible.
Look, Dick Turpin, a famous crook in history of England, he wore a mask, but I don't think these guys are wearing masks. You know?
No, well, no, they. I'll tell you, Patrick, they just sit in smoke-filled, shadowy rooms, smoking stogies, saying, "How can we squeeze more money out of these people?"
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they do. And we're out to fix that and change it. And it's a battle. We're in a war, but it's a lot of fun. We're helping a lot of people.
You got to move to Europe, guys. Look, we do things differently.
Move to Europe.
I know
right.
it's a bit extreme, but look.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Moshe, are you available to come on camera and visit with us? If you're not, we'll give you a second just to see if you can come on and tell us about you. Okay, if it's okay, I've created some breakout rooms here. We'll go out for just about 8 minutes and then come back in here in the main room to wrap up. So should be getting a notice to join. Just simply click on that join button, and we'll see you back here in about 8 minutes. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that was fun. Have a little more of an intimate discussion. And Bob, we
learned a
didn't
lot about Ireland.
Breck, I was with the group there. You'd enjoy being on holidays with them. You know the way there are 3-second people, 3-minute people, 3-week people, or 3-hour people. These are 3-week people, you know.
Yeah, a lively group.
I am flattered, Pat.
That's
Where's the
awesome.
airplane tickets?
I love it. I love
Yep, let's all go. Let's all go. We'll go over and visit Patrick. So, hey, make sure your information is up in the chat before we close out here. We only have a couple of minutes, so I just posted
Time
mine.
out. Well, I have to ask Patrick if he saw the movie Waking Ned Divine.
No, I didn't. Is it on
Well,
Netflix? Is it?
It might be. That's a great movie.
It really is a great movie. Yes.
What's it called? What's it called, Phil?
Waking Ned Divine.
Waking Ned Divine. Okay.
Yep.
If you want an Irish movie, that's a great Irish movie. I think they filmed it in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the islands over there. I forgot the exact name of the island, but it was just an interesting movie. I think Duncan Neely. I think it's where it was filmed.
Okay. Yeah, good one. You need to look that one up. Look that one up. That's a really good one. Hey, Bob, we would love to have you have the last word. And me real quick, just tell you how you all can support me best. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get some more traction there to help get the word out about some of the commonly prescribed medications and some of their side effects that patients need to know about. Doing really well on TikTok. Almost have 110,000 patients that follow there, but I'd really like to grow the YouTube channel. So I just put that link in the chat.
What's the YouTube channel? What's that called?
Healthcare Disruptor. The links are there in the chat. So just youtube.com/@healthcare_disruptors.
Beautiful. Okay, I didn't get to speak.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, so I run several other networking groups, and in the groups, I've been teaching people. I developed a software many years ago called the My City Referral Software, and it really works. So in one of my groups last week, we had 23 people showed up, and during the week, there were 22 referrals given. Prior week, same group, 26 people showed up. There were 24 referrals given. So, if you've done any studies on referrals, Harvard Business Review, Forbes magazine, Entrepreneur magazine say that over 60% of people get their new business by referral. So let's look. Why don't we just see a show of hands? How many people are getting most of their business by referral? Okay, good little majority of them. So that's the key to the game, is to give B&I motto, giver's gain. Dr. Ivan Meisner, his psychologist was my client many years ago, like 15 years ago. And that's where I learned about the giver's gain motto. So before you stick your foot in your mouth and say, hey, my name's Bob, buy from me, it's better to ask them, who would you like to meet by vocation? And I'll be glad to create an introduction for you. So that works. That works. I also went to a seminar by a professor at UCLA about 4 or 5 years ago, who said that you can rapidly take people from prospect to relationship to sale or referral partner within a 30-day period. So you have to do 3 things. One is introduce them to somebody, okay? Then you follow up a week later and say, how did the introduction go? Did you get any benefit out of it? And then do something else like a week later so you could do it. I then went out and wrote another software package called the 3-touch system based on what this professor said. I also call it the nag system. It'll nag you if you don't follow through. People that are signing up for it they're saying, hey, I want to grow my business by referral and helping people before you sell them, right? Not that, isn't that the best way to meet with somebody? Don't try and sell them off the bat. Help them first.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bank, right? You can't take withdrawals if you haven't made any deposits.
Yeah, yeah. You know, by the way, I figured years ago, we're going back, oh God, I don't know how many. BNI has 200,000 members BNI in worldwide, okay? You are required to give referrals. You take classes on it. And they're 4-hour classes. You have to drive in the old days. You drove there, met, and then you were taught how to give a referral. Pretty interesting stuff. I figured at one point, Dr. Meisner was making himself something like $10 million a month. I don't think he owns the company anymore. I think he's living in Arkansas. He used to live in a suburb in Los Angeles. So boy, he's a machine.
Don't be, telling any jokes about Arkansas, because that's where the toothbrush was invented, right? Because had it been invented anywhere else, it would have been called the teeth brush. But no, I'm just kidding. I have a lot of good friends in Arkansas. But hey, thanks everyone for being here today. It's always great to see you all. We look forward to seeing you next week. Invite a friend. Love to see the group grow. We have a great group. It's about 150 some odd people that get the newsletter. It's 160 something now, but we know y'all have clients to take care of, and so those that you're able to make it, it's always great to meet with you. So thanks everyone for being here and for your contribution, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Save the chat if you haven't. Marie will send it out to us as well, but yeah, just click on the 3 little dots, save the chat just in case. So, all right, take care.